And welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and welcome to this Monday, June the 15th. We made it halfway through June. Glad to have you with us. We've got your HCC news and information for about the next half hour or so. Brittany Pacheco joining me from across town. Good morning, Brittany.
Good morning, Todd, and good morning to everyone joining us on Up to the Minute this morning. We appreciate you being here with us. Be sure to like our Facebook page if you already haven't, and go over to our Twitter and Instagram pages and like those as well. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we have thousands of videos at your disposal, all produced by our very own HCCTV. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can find out the latest. And last but certainly not least, Todd, we're trying to grow our audience. So please be sure to share this little podcast that we do every morning at 10 a.m. so we can get our information out to the masses.
That's right, Brittany. I've got a special thing for you. If you notice behind me, if you miss the studio, there you go. There are the microphones. Studio's still there. And, for those of us who kind of missing being in the buildings, do you miss the studio, Brittany?
I miss being able to have a routine of, going back and forth to work. But no, otherwise.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. We've got some very special guests on the show today. One of our own employees, Andres Vivas, joins us. Andres has friends all around the world. We're going to hear more about that in a few moments. Good morning, Andres.
Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Brittany. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. We'll be with you in a moment. But first, we're going to start things off with the president of HCC's online college, Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Todd. Good morning, everyone. And thank you so very much for inviting me to join you today.
Absolutely. I want to congratulate you because one of your shows has been on hiatus for a little while, and we're back producing Credential Up again. Credential Up Houston you can find on HCCTV. You can also watch it on our YouTube channel, and you can watch it across all of our social media platforms. We're producing it virtually, and we're glad to be doing that once again.
Isn't that exciting? I'm really glad as well. And, it's really very exciting because Credential Up Houston is such a success in my estimation. I'm really delighted because it is successful because of the HCCTV team. And I am just really thrilled with the enormous talent that everyone displays. I mean, kudos to you and all of the great team members that are with HCCTV.
Absolutely. We appreciate that. And it's a joy for us to produce it. One thing I want to mention to you, we've recently heard about some accolades kudos to give to one of your partners for Credential Up Houston. Your first guests you had on episode number 1 have really reached out to help HCC, and I'm talking about Xfinity and Comcast.
Absolutely. It's really pretty remarkable because, as you said, Todd, they were the first guests, the executives from Comcast. And they were so responsive to us to provide internet connectivity for 2 months for 3,000 students free of charge. And I think that is just really exceptional. But in addition to that, they also provided the reduced pricing on the laptops for our students. And so this is what made it much easier for us to serve the students who did not have the internet connectivity at home, nor the laptops to continue their studies. So that's what I mean when I say a great partnership.
That's a true partnership, able to help our students, and I'm sure their students are very grateful, especially now that we're living in a virtual world. All of our courses are online, and you're the president of the online college. Let's talk about what the online college is before everything went online, what you guys specifically were able to offer, and some of the services you provided.
It's really pretty remarkable because when I first became president of the online college, this was in February of 2018. We were offering discrete courses at the time. What we were focused on doing was making sure that we would package programs so that students could dream of and pursue getting a certificate or a degree. And so those courses were packaged. So kudos to all of the faculty members who were previously. And we were very successful in opening the online college that was launched in September of 2018. And we had over 30 certificate and degree programs that we were offering. Now there were over 70 prior to moving everything online. And we were able to accomplish a lot of things as the microcosm of what became the macro for HCC. by having a college that served students via the internet. We had a rubric that they could apply in determining the standards. We focused on academic rigor and integrity. We worked with our faculty who had learned the Canvas management system, and they were experts at it, and they had such great ideas. And we had a lunch and learn with them, and they made reference to having a mentoring of new faculty members as well. And so the accomplishments were absolutely outstanding, and we were perfectly positioned to move everything into that remote and or online setting once COVID-19 hit us all.
It's amazing that you were there to help your rest of your colleagues, and they could draw from your experience on something that you'd been doing all along very efficiently, and now the whole college is doing that. Maybe you can give us an idea of to differentiate between what the online college courses offer and how that differs from the remote learning courses.
Absolutely. And of course, I draw heavily from the Online Learning Consortium, and that's an organization that is an international body. And they have a board of directors where they're always soliciting information about the best practices. So as you look at the online college, what the online college offers is consistent with what the consortium recommends. So you have a learning management system. It's internet-based. The courses are online, exclusively online. The faculty members are well-trained. There is a rubric that is applied. And so all of those quality standards are there. And that is what our faculty members adhere to. With the remote learning, that can be partially on the internet, which is different from online because the online is exclusively internet-based for the courses. But with the remote, in addition to being partially internet, those courses can also be face-to-face and they will be synchronous. And so you see the variations in that, where even now in an emergency situation where you would have to move everything to an online platform, then it becomes a remote learning, because so much of what is currently being done now has to be that synchronous as well, where either it's paper and pencil, whether you're meeting with the students periodically, whether it is a lab that is required, et cetera. So that's where that remote learning occurs. Now, it's really important to differentiate between the two, because typically with the online learning, you're going to measure the success of the students based upon their effectiveness in the courses. With remote learning, that's largely with the face-to-face, et cetera, those standards are a whole lot different. Now, what is so fascinating, Todd, is that for some, they're going to categorize all students who are in the online learning, whether it's remote, whether it's exclusively online, and factor in the successes of those students, which really cannot be a cumulative number for the successes, primarily because you're looking at different modalities altogether.
Right. Right. And a different mindset really for delivering instruction from what you're saying. One of the things I hear from students who take strictly online classes is they enjoy the convenience of taking that. I know some students like to be on a schedule, and we offer that as we're going into the fall. We offer online with a schedule, but it seems to me a lot of students who are taking online like to have the convenience because they can work during the day, maybe take some of their courses before they go to work, or take them at night when they get home, or take them on the weekend. It's really up to them as long as they complete those courses when they can fulfill their online requirements.
You're absolutely right. And I think that's a differentiating factor, because the students who go to a face-to-face campus, they like to have that interaction with the faculty, with their peers, et cetera, in that setting. And many of them are young individuals who are not working, or they're individuals who just prefer that setting for learning. But for the online students exclusively, what we hear is that many of them are busy adults. Some of them are homebound. You have those who are in the military. You have those who, because of their jobs, they simply cannot attend the classes. And for those who have attended some of the classes, like in the evenings and on weekends, they would prefer, in many instances, the online modality as well. So you're looking at different populations to some degree, and of course their needs as well and their preferences. And for my review of what the environment is calling for is that many individuals will always gravitate to face-to-face campuses where they can have that one-on-one interaction directly with the faculty members. And there will be others who will prefer the online. And I'm delighted that HCC is leading edge of providing the quality education in those various modalities for the community members who would prefer one or the other.
And I think it's also important to mention too, because the student is taking an online course at their convenience during whenever they would like to take the course, the professors and instructors, they're all still available to the students. Many of them have office hours. They can meet them face-to-face through a WebEx call or give them a phone call, and they can still have that interaction if they do need to speak with the professor outside of the classroom setting.
I'm very happy you said that, because with the learning management system that we have with Canvas, there are all of the opportunities for our students to have an array of experiences while they're taking an online course. They can have, as you said, the chats. They can have access to their grades. They have access to the syllabus. They have access to all of the video lounges and so forth. And they can also have the opportunity to meet with their peers, with their faculty members in large forums, and have those conversations, to work in small groups on projects, to participate in all of the activities that might be associated with student life. And that's one of the things that we are so excited about it, is that we have expanded the opportunities for our students to engage with each other, to interact with the faculty members, to find out about career opportunities. And that's one of the things that in researching what colleges are providing for their students in an online modality is that career information is critically important. And that's what they're interested in. They want to know where the jobs, what is required in order to get the jobs, what is the earning potential associated with that job, those jobs. And HCC provides all of that as well via what is called the Career Hub.
Right.
For students. So it's just a magnificent platform to provide an additional means of serving our student populations who would like to continue their education and have that type of interaction that they might have similarly on a campus.
Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher, the president of HCC's online college. You heard her talk about connecting with jobs, how much you could make with jobs. Well, if you watch her show, Credential Up Houston, produced by HCCTV, she gives you an inside glimpse of all of that. And we're happy to work with you on those shows. We'll look forward to seeing another episode in the near future.
May I make one additional comment? I'm so happy with that as well, because with the new emergence of Credential Up Houston, which is really very exciting, and we focus on credentialing up, the importance of it. You can expand your horizons once you're able to get the credentials to get a good job. And so now we're focusing on Jobs Now Houston. And so the viewers can go to jobsnowhouston.org and they can get additional information, not only about the training that is available, but the jobs that are available as well. And I think that's really very exciting, because that's one of the things now that I'm really interested in. How can I get the training to get a good job? And we help them to do that.
We sure do. And you can watch Credential Up Houston in our social media. Run on over to our YouTube channel after this show and watch the latest episode, produced virtually with HCC's own Dr. Ford Fisher. Thanks for being here on the show.
You are so welcome. Absolutely delighted. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to move across town once again. We've got Andres Vivas, and Andres is one of our HCC students. He's also a videographer here at HCCTV, and we're very proud of all the work he does. Welcome back to the show, Andres.
Thank you for having me, Todd.
So, Andres, I'm going to show you the background behind me. You recognize this studio?
Yeah, of course.
Do you miss it?
Yeah, too much. I want to come back there, of course.
Yeah, don't we all? And except for Brittany. Brittany likes working at home. Yeah, but the rest of us, we'd like to get back in some shape or form, hopefully rather sooner rather than later. Andres, you're from Colombia, and you're also a filmmaking student. And, you know, one of the things that you're doing stories involving your friends around the world. Where do you meet all these friends? You've got friends literally in Asia. You've got some in South America, some in Europe. I think you did a story on a young lady in Spain not that long ago. How do you meet all these folks?
Todd, I meet those friends in different places. Some of those friends are from my country, from Colombia. Right. So right now they are living in another countries. Yeah. And other friends are from here. I met them on HCC. Okay. When I was taking ESL classes, when I was learning English, I met a lot of friends from around the world. So right now they came back to their countries, and that's why I am still in contact with them.
And tell me, one of the videos you did was revolving a story on a friend in Colombia, and they were talking about the situation dealing with COVID. Obviously, you've got family, you've got friends there. What were you able to learn about the way things are going in your home country right now?
Right now, the situation in my country is different than here. So there, because Colombia is not a country, it's not a rich country, so right. We have more problems than here. So I made like maybe 2 or 3 stories from my country, and they show me that everybody is at home. They have more regulations about the coronavirus there. So I learned that every country have different stories or different things to say about that problem.
In the situation being different there, maybe you can tell us a few things that are different going on there as opposed to here in the States involving COVID. Are people allowed out of their homes? Were they locked down more than we were here in the States? How did that work?
Yeah, for example, here, like in all the quarantine, the people can go out. But in my hometown, the people just can't go out some days. They have to stay at home. So, for example, in my family, my sister, she can go out just 2 days per week. Yeah.
Is it still that way, Andreas? Are they still doing that?
They still in that situation. I think they almost finished that quarantine, but the difference is that there is like maybe they have to follow more mandatory things. Yeah.
And here, people are allowed to get out and go to the grocery and exercise and run, even when we were in the quarantine. Things are starting to reopen now. But down in Colombia, you're telling me only 2 days a week, and I imagine you're only allowed to go to the grocery, go fill up your car with gas, go see a doctor. You can't go out and run anytime. Is that the case?
Yes. For example, last week I was talking with my best friend. And she said, "Oh, I still to running, but I just can go to the park just 5 a.m. to 7 a.m."
Wow.
Just in that moment, I said, "Oh my God, really? Just 3 hours?" Yeah, she said, "Yeah, but we just can go and make exercise just 3 hours. The day that I can go out, I just can go to the park 3 hours." It's like some like different things than here, because here you can go out and you can go to the park and you can go everywhere that you want, but there is more things.
Right. And you're a videographer here at HCCTV. Maybe you can tell the people who are watching now what exactly you do as a part-timer, because realistically you do a little bit of everything.
Yes. Okay. I'm doing different things. For example, right now at home, I'm doing different stories. Yeah. Right. I usually go out and make some stories about different events, but right now I'm working at home. So right now I'm doing different stories. That's why you say about my stories about my friends around the world. So right now I have to work from home, and sometimes I can go out to record some stories.
Right.
But basically I had to editing. I had to shoot with my camera. I have to create stories. It's a really good work.
Well, you do great work here, and we appreciate the work you do. And I know, Andres, the challenge you've faced, like a number of our students, is when we went into lockdown, we weren't allowing you guys to go out with cameras. When you did go out for essential activities, you were recording stuff on your cell phones. But when you record all these stories with your friends, you record them online and do everything strictly remotely.
Yeah. In the beginning, when the quarantine started, I just contact my friends, and I told them, "Hey, I need that you help me with stories. Just
Right.
tell me your situation." So they just send me the videos, and I made the editing process here, and it was like very good job because all my friends helped me with that stories. And I contact different friends, and they just send me all the videos, and I edit in here, and it was like very good job because I contact a lot of friends. So right now I'm doing like the different stories, and I think very good right now.
You've been doing great work, Andreas, and I know he also did a video. I'm going to mention it real quickly because we're running out of time, but he did a video on how to make a mask. So he did that as well. That is running along with all of Andreas' stories on our YouTube channel, and you can also catch him in social media. Andreas, we want to thank you for being here with us this morning and giving us a glimpse into what it's like to be a real HCCTV student working behind the scenes, and you do great work.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Rini, for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And once again, we'll move to another part of town with Brittany Pacheco. And Brittany, good morning again. Before we get started with our events and announcements, you had a big weekend this weekend with one of your family members, shall we say?
Yes, this is very true, Todd. My family member that is very furry and has 4 legs. She is my baby, but let me switch it to you real quick. We took her with a neighbor of ours and her dog to a park in Spring, Texas. It's called Punt Park, and they have a dog beach, which I thought was really cool. There's a creek that runs right through the park, and so Luna, my baby girl right here, who normally doesn't enjoy swimming, actually very much thrived. Of course,
maybe it wasn't as intimidating as a pool. A pool is not natural to a dog, but this is just like going out for a walk in the park and jumping in a creek.
Exactly. And, she did really well. I know in one photo she looked like she was asking for help, but this has to be my favorite photo of her.
Oh, that's a great photo. Yeah, that's a real good one.
Luna in her element. So that was a fun weekend with the pup and our neighbor and her dog as well.
Very cool. And Brittany, we've got a couple of things to announce. Before we get to other announcements, I want to mention that this is the week of Juneteenth. Very significant day is coming up on Friday. And we have a number of HCC events. Number one, Student Life is having a Facebook Live event today. It's a special edition of Student Life Live that will highlight the history of Juneteenth in context with what's happening now. The guest speaker is HCC history professor Alan Johnson. And Brittany, that happens today at noon on this Facebook Live channel. So you can watch them live here on the district's Facebook page when they go live with this event.
Exactly. It's going to be a great event. So hopefully we will have many participants for this event. The next event is on June 16th, which is tomorrow from 1 to 2 p.m. It's entitled Protect Your Peace. It's a conversation with trauma-informed, licensed mental health professional and who's a licensed coach, and a student leader who will discuss how to process current events and make mental health a priority. And it just seems like we're being hit back and forth with a lot of events that have gone on since 2020 began. 2020, in my opinion, is supposed to be perfect vision, right? And we've just been going through a lot, globally, personally, and it is definitely important to take your mental health into the forefront of your priorities. And self-care is the best care, because you really can't take care of anyone else if you don't take care of yourself first. So this is going to be a great event to participate in. Have your questions and be asked, hopefully, and just get some good information.
There's also another event happening on June 18th, Voices from the Movement. It's June 18th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. And this is a multi-generational panel of activists, scholars, journalists, and a forensic science expert who will discuss how commemoration of Juneteenth is a call to action for everyone to stand for freedom, justice, and equality. The speakers are, the moderator is Sharday Campbell. You know her very well through our social media here. The panel will, I know her mom's going to be one of the panelists, Tammy Lane Campbell, who's an activist, Dr. Joy Carter, medical examiner for Sandra Bland's independent autopsy. Also, Secunda Joseph, an activist, Desmond Lewis, HCC's faculty senate president, and Aswad Walker, Africana studies scholar, author, and journalist. Everyone there is going to be on a panel that is happening June 18th from 1 to 2:30. And Brittany, on Friday, we've got another event right here on the show for Juneteenth. We'll have Dr. Jimmy Adams making a presentation about the importance and the significance of Juneteenth. And also, our chancellor, Dr. Cesar Maldonado, will be here to join us, and we'll get his thoughts as well. So we're looking forward to having him on the show, too.
Absolutely, Todd. And while we're on the topic of social events that are going on, in this day and age, we're also hosting a HCC town hall discussion on racism. And this is going to be most likely a delicate topic for many, but this is happening tomorrow, Tuesday, June 16th at 11 a.m. You do need to register ahead of time to participate in this panel. And if you've ever wondered how racism is affecting our faculty, staff, students, and police department at HCC, this is something for you to participate in. So it's an open and honest conversation regarding racism. Check your emails for information about this. It's, again, happening tomorrow, Tuesday at 11 a.m.
And keep in mind that all of these events are highlighted in our social media. So if you'd like to learn more about them, make sure you join us and make sure you like our Houston Community College District Facebook page to learn more about everything we've talked about so far this morning, and really everything that's coming up. Rec Sports, a virtual fitness class, boot camps, and Zumba. That's happening from noon to 12:40 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that's this week included, Brittany. Zoom class taught by Dwayne Frazier. Are you going to be at that one?
You know what? It's been a long time since I've done Zumba, but this should be a fun time. So this is a free sign up. It is open to current HCC students, faculty, and staff. You must use your HCCS email to register. You can email christian.andrews@hccs.edu with the subject line Virtual Fitness Summer 2020.
And you can Zumba through Zoom. I've always wanted to say that. There you go. You like that?
That was clever. Good
Okay.
use of his alliteration.
I got more of them. All right. Okay. Virtual info sessions. And by the way, for our viewers, we'll be going a few minutes over this morning, so please bear with us, but we've got a lot of things to announce. Virtual information sessions for enrollment services. They're offering help weekly through August, and that's taking place at hccs.edu/information sessions. If you're enrolling in the fall, you need to take one of these information sessions, so make sure you sign up for them. And Safe Learning Fall Schedule. Now, Brittany, the fall schedule is down right now, but it's going to be up very soon. And there are some changes. They're trying to accommodate as many students for the different types of classes we're offering in the fall.
Correct. So this is nothing to be alarmed about, students. This is a temporary down, if you will, for the schedule to be worked out. We had talked about previously the 4 different options available for fall 2020. So as changes are made, we will share those updates here on social media, as well as our website, hccs.edu, and more importantly, your HCC email. It is crucial for all of our students, faculty, and staff to make sure that they check their email frequently for the latest updates.
And I want to mention that I had a chance to record a special edition of this show, a special edition of Up to the Minute, yesterday with 2 of our vice chancellors, one over student services and one over planning and strategy and institutional effectiveness, discussing everything that's going to happen in the fall. That's going to be posted very soon, along with the fall schedule. If you've got questions, this is about a half-hour show. We're going to be posting it in social media very soon. You'll want to watch this show because we answer your social media questions about the fall schedule. The schedule will be back up. We're going to answer any other questions that may have been brought up, and they'll give you the procedures you need to know, everything you need to know. I know one of the biggest questions, Brittany, we got was, if I already registered for fall, do I need to register again? We're going to answer that question specifically, all that and more. So look for that show in our social media. We're actually going to be posting it around midnight tonight, so keep that in mind. We've got registration going on now. Well, it's going to be going on as soon as we get the schedule back up. But when it is, hccs.edu/now is where you'll want to go to register for the fall classes when that's back up and running.
Definitely. And lastly, before we're about to sign off, if you do have any specific questions that cater to your needs, you can always go to our virtual lobby that you can find on our homepage. It's at the bottom. Currently, it's just available at the bottom of every HCC page. It's part of the blue buttons that you'll see. It's the last one to the right that says virtual lobby. So once again, if you have any case-specific questions that need to be addressed, be sure to fill out that form, and an HCC team member will get back to you as soon as possible.
We've got on the show tomorrow, looks like someone from Coleman College of Health Sciences talking about the sonography program, and our interim dean, Suzette Brimmer of the Consumer Arts and Sciences Center of Excellence. She'll be here tomorrow as well. So we've got a great show lined up for you tomorrow on Up to the Minute. I'm going to have a new background tomorrow, Brittany, so tune in tomorrow, see what that's going to be.
Well, I'll definitely have to do that, Todd. Keep the audience guessing and wanting more. So thank you once again for everyone joining us on Up to the Minute. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.